Alright guys, so we're off to go to the local dealership to take a look at what they've got as far as Road Kings go. Like I said, we're in the search for a king. Alright guys, so here I am at El Cajon Harley Davidson. We're going to check out their inventory and see what they got. So you can see they got a huge lineup of bikes here. I mean, tons of bikes. So I'm going to let these guys know what I need and see if they can get me right. It's a pretty cool 07 Road King. So this has got the twin cam in it, the 96-inch bike or motor, and I love that blue. That is nice. We got some newer stuff here too, like a 2020. So we're gonna look at some more. All right guys, so just a quick update on the process. So one of the things that you got to do is make sure you bring in your title if you're gonna be trading out a bike. So something to think about as you're looking if you're going to do a trade or something like that. So I had to get my title, and yeah, keep going through the process. All right guys, so I was at the dealership talking through the numbers with them. I can again just let them know kind of what my plans were, you know, for my existing bike and what I was looking to get for it. Also, you know, let them know kind of what I was looking for as far as a bike goes. I didn't give any specific numbers around that, other than I was looking for a used bike. And that was really about it, right? Like I just told them I want something with the twin cam 96 or higher. I don't want the older twin cam just because I know that's the problematic one. And something with decent miles, right? So again, won't shy away from something that's like 30,000 or whatever. So anyhow, sat down with them. They did ask for some additional information, and it's all part of the process. Again, nothing bad at all, but it is the process, and that's the thing that kind of gets you a little worked up. Also, you know, the other thing too is looking at all the beautiful bikes that are out there. You just you want to buy them all, right? So it's very quick and easy for your emotions to get a hold of you, and that's kind of where I was getting to. So, you know, knowing that, I decided that it would be best for me to take a break, have some lunch, let, you know, the emotion calm down, the excitement, kind of refocus myself so that way I'm thinking again correctly about all the numbers, right? Again, this is a large investment for any person, you know, whether you're financing, you're buying cash, whatever it is, you know, a couple $1,000, that's a lot of money for most folks. So you want to make sure that you take your time and you think through it well. You don't ever want to have any kind of buyer's remorse or anything like that. So just, you know, you're not saying you're walking away from the deal, but you're just saying, hey, give me a break. Let me think about this. And if any dealership ever tells you, well, you know, this is only good for you right now, unless it's some kind of special deal, it should be good for the day at minimum. But we'll just say if they tell you, like, if you walk out the door or you go to lunch or whatever, then the deal is expired, and those aren't people you want to deal with. In my particular case, I've worked a deal with them, and it's good for today, right? So I'm going to take time, have some lunch. I'm going to do a little bit more homework, right? So I've looked at some other bikes that I wasn't anticipating taking a look at. And so now this gives me an opportunity. And if you take that lunch, take that break or whatever, it gives you opportunity to do a little bit of homework, right? Because you want to be educated on what you're shopping for. Don't just go out there and get yourself baited and switched, right? And not that that's what their intention was, but they may be showing you a car, a bike, or whatever that you didn't do your homework on. So now you have zero knowledge and zero ability to work a solid deal in your favor. And when I say your favor, just the best deal for you. Not saying like you're robbing them of a great deal. You know, I'm not saying any of that. So I'm going to take this knowledge now that I have of these other bikes. I'm going to look at what that pricing looks like as far as a market goes, and then circle back with them and see what this rest of the day of the process is going to look like. I'm super excited, but at the same time, I've got to be smart, right? Again, large investment. So take your time, don't get worked up, and don't feel like they're working against you. And in this case, they're they're working with me. Like, again, half the time we were probably talking about stuff other than the bikes themselves. We were either talking about kind of the newer bikes that Harley Davidson just released. Maybe it was the colors of bikes. We were talking about one of the guys that's looking to buy a truck. So it's a relationship that you establish, and when you establish that relationship, you get better results. If you go in there with the me versus them mentality, then that's, you're already off on the wrong foot. This isn't a game to try to beat them at anything. So if you go in there with that mentality, then no, you're probably not going to get a great deal, right? Your head's not in the right place. So let's see how this goes. All right, guys. So I've had time to kind of cool down, get my head right, kind of get out of the crazy emotional state of excitement. And what I've done now is, what's really cool about my local dealership is they'll actually communicate via text, which, isn't necessarily ideal if you're trying to leverage excitement or emotion or anything like that, right? And text can be read wrong too, so that's another thing you need to think about. But they communicate via text, and that's super helpful because that means I don't have to sit here and do multiple trips back and forth. But I've countered, after thinking about where I'm at, like what I'm looking for, what could be the best deal for me. Hands down, one of the other models they showed me is a newer model. It would be covered by warranty, or not covered, but I could buy an extended warranty if I wanted to. Where this older model is a 2007 that I'm looking at, of course it wouldn't be, right? And in the 2007, it looks like it's 2007, right? Like it needs to be cleaned up a bit, and it's not new. It's not shiny. It's got some add-ons already done to it. So, and it's got low miles. It's like less than 15,000 or something like that. But so at the end of the day, I've proposed a counter offer to them with hopes that they'll take it. Now, I think it's a reach, and again, doing my due diligence and not being rude, right? Like, so I let them know, here's what I'd like. If you guys can do this, great. We can make a deal happen today. And if not, like, if that's asking too much, I completely understand, right? And at the end of the day, I will have to, work my sell private party, and then I'll go back to them because they treat me good. So I go back to places where they treat me with respect and like a person, and not a paycheck to them, right? And that's what I really appreciate about my local dealership. So I'm just waiting for some communication back. In the meantime, I'm going to work on some fun stuff, and we'll pick this up. I hope the next video I show you, or the next segment of this, is me at the dealership picking up a new bike.